Hi, guys.
Hi. Good morning.
We are just off to do pickup for our children.
We just had a topic we just want to talk about briefly.
Briefly, yeah. So I came across yesterday on Yahoo that Jennifer Garner was pregnant. And she apparently came out on Ellen and said, I actually do have a baby bump, but it's not a baby in it. It's from having 3 children. So get used to it. It's here to stay. But
Right.
I've never seen it, so I'm not sure what everyone's talking about. But she said everyone was coming up to her and congratulating her on her 4th baby. And I was like, wow. So we began to have this conversation about women's bodies after baby.
Right.
And I was saying that what I have done to alleviate the stress is I got rid of all of my jeans from when I was 25, which I used to try to stuff my body back into.
Right.
And I went up a size, and that was just recently I did that too, after 2 babies.
Right. So you were trying to make it work before until you came to the reality that it's not like you've given up on yourself, but your body has changed a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it changes. Even after baby was one way, and then as you get more along, it changes again.
Right.
And you just had a baby.
And I just had a baby, but I mean, I just feel like I'm in such a rush to get back. I'm just like, I do not have the patience for this, like, in between clothes. And, you know, I really...
You put a lot of pressure on yourself.
I'm just over it. I'm not ready to go buy a new wardrobe.
I know, and the pressure to get back into something, like our tips, I would say, is we have 2 very different tips and 2 very different philosophies of how we tackle this.
Oh gosh.
A diet for me isn't about a diet. It's that I feel good about myself, bottom line, and I like the way clothes fit when I'm fit. It's about working out. It's about, the whole thing. So I recently have also given up the scale. I don't step on the scale anymore because it was dictating how I felt about myself, and that was junk.
Right. And I feel like, back in the day when everyone was so into scales and weight and all that when they were younger, I didn't even think about it at all. And now after having babies, I feel more like I'm more into the number and I do.
It's a check-in for you.
It's a check-in. Because, so many people are always talk about, oh, she looks so good for having a baby. I'm not talking about me, but just people in general, she looks so good for having a baby. It's always for having a baby. And it's the pressure. I want to look good for having a baby.
I want to look good just for me.
Right?
So your tip would be to have a scale, but use it to feel good about yourself rather for motivation?
I don't know about that.
No.
I don't know.
Oh, that's a tough one. Are you guys scale
I would
people
never
or not scale people?
Yeah.
But you use scales differently than most do.
Really?
Well, yeah, you use it as kind of like you love, okay, this is going to sound bad, but you love to eat.
Right.
And I like to eat, we approach things differently.
Right.
You're more of a gangbuster and enjoy it and love it, where I'm more of fitness and you laugh at the scale, where I'm oh shoot at the scale. Right? You think it's actually a great time. You're oh my god,
I love the numbers, I love the game. I mean, this seems like we're talking a lot about body, but I mean, who's kidding who? Don't pretend as we get older we're thinking about...
talking about body. It is not even you can't walk out the door without being commented on about, someone in Starbucks the other day, you look amazing for having kids. And I was like, you're a man and you're commenting on my body. And I'm like, do I look amazing for just having kids, or do I look amazing?
Do I look amazing? That's the thing.
Why
People
is it
are always
just
she looks
kids?
Great for having kids. What does that mean? Does that mean that she doesn't just look good in general, but she looks good considering, the handicap of putting her body through pregnancy and everything?
Here's the bottom line, and because we're going to sign off, I think that it is a constant struggle for moms and women to accept their bodies and embrace them. And it is especially relevant for us right now because we have daughters who are getting to the age of how they feel about themselves. So we know it's a reflection. So it's just a conversation that needs to constantly be had.
Keep talking.
Thanks for joining.